Hi folks, so I'm just creating an embankment and painting some rocks with some white gesso primer so I can paint the colour I want on top of it.
Now at this point I start going over the rocks with a wash of black acrylic ink. I then start painting over the white areas with a coat of burnt umber. That's to stop any white coming through, any lightness coming through and ruining the effect later. Now before I apply the flock scatter and textures later, I first of all need to apply a mixture of water and glue between the rocks to let the layers stick. I then sieve a mixture of compost and grey tile grout through a stocking to give it its first layer of texture. With a different brush I then start removing the mixture from the rocks. Next I spray with a layer of isopropyl alcohol. I paint with water and glue again in preparation for the next layer of textures. I now add my next texture, which is green blend blended turf from Woodland Scenics. To break the colour up and simulate lighter areas, I go in with light green fine turf from Jarvis Countryside Scenics. To break it up even more and to simulate darker, maybe soily areas, I'm going with dark brown from Jarvis Scatter. I was just getting some scatter off a rock here. Next I spray seal it with a mixture of Mod Podge varnish and water and give it a real soaking. In preparation for applying the first layer of static grass, I apply a mixture of Mod Podge and water in patches. Sorry about the camera wobble, I tried to fix it but you'll have to bear with me. So I go in with my first layer of static grass, which is 6mm dead grass. I don't go in with 2 or 4 first because I've got the scatter and flock down. And plus I think it also allows you to see the scat and flock and the colours below it. Mod Podge and glue in preparation for the next layer of static grass. And now we apply 4mm spring to get a different colour, different height, bit of variety. I want to add some more textures now, so adding a bit of Mod Podge and water. Now, as naturally as I can, I apply the burnt grass and earth varieties of fine turf from Woodland Scenics. Now to add a bit of plant life, I apply some coarse light green turf and foliage cover from Realistic Model Scenery. Here I sprinkle some extra fine dark grey dust from War World Scenics to simulate some maybe broken or smashed rocks and to give a bit of a different look to the rock effect.